This is the Let's Master English podcast, and I'm your host, Coach Shane. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Let's Master English podcast. Oh, yeah, baby. I did not forget about you. Oh, me? I'm Coach Shane. It's so great to be back with you. It's been too long. This has been stressful. Every time I turn around, I think to myself, I need to make a Let's Master English podcast. People want to hear a Let's Master English podcast. And to be honest, there's so much work that goes into making the podcast. It was stressful, but I have no excuses. So I'm back. And I honestly really want to do my best to be regular too. So when is the next podcast? I don't know. I want to give you a regular schedule, but let's see how this goes. So if you are listening to this new podcast and if you like this podcast, please leave a comment wherever you are. It's the easiest place for me to see comments actually is Spotify. Yeah, they actually send me emails telling me when somebody leaves a comment. So you can find the Let's Master English on Spotify. I think you can use it for free. But another great way is send me an email. That would be so sweet. My email address is really easy. Contact, C-O-N-T-A-C-T, contact at letsmasterenglish.com. Letsmasterenglish.com. All right, so what's coming up in today's podcast? We got a great story, especially if you like to drive. Of course, Country Shane is back, and he has an excellent fact. We've got two great question and answers coming at you, and the publishing date of this podcast is October 14th. So we've got some October 14th stuff for you, too. That is it, my introduction. Let's go ahead and get right into the news. A new study by Extreme Terrain Off-Road Outfitters shows that different types of music can lead to risky driving habits. Here are the highlights. If you listen to heavy metal, you're more likely to run red lights or even get a DUI. That is driving under the influence of alcohol. Scary, right? EDM fans, those who love electronic dance music, tend to drive faster, sometimes more than 15 miles per hour over the speed limit. Podcast listeners, like you and me, need to be careful too. The study found we are more likely to text while driving. Texting and driving, big no-no. It can lead to accidents, so let's keep those phones down. Hip-hop listeners are more prone to tailgating. That is driving too close to the car in front. Not only is it annoying, but it is also dangerous. And finally, if you are into R&B, watch out for road rage. R&B fans are the most likely to get angry and aggressive behind the wheel. Nobody wants that. So be mindful of your music choices while driving. Your playlist could be affecting your safety. That was my safe voice. If I talk like this while you're driving, maybe you'll calm down and be nice. But don't fall asleep. So do you drive? Not everybody drives, but I thought this was interesting. I drive. I really love to drive. When I drive, I have 5 channels that I listen to. Number one, my preference is podcasts. I love listening to podcasts. However, I have 2 little boys in the car usually, and they're very loud. So these days I don't listen to podcasts. So I have a heavy metal channel. I listen to heavy metal music. I do like heavy metal. And then I have a comedy channel. There's actually a comedy channel that I like. I have 2 80s music channels. I love that. And what else? I got like the 90s kind of grunge metal channel. I like that too. And finally, there is something called Yacht Rock. which is 70s, especially 70s, a little bit of 80s, kind of light rock and roll music. If you know the Doobie Brothers, something like that. Great stuff. So I do have a little bit of variety of music when I do drive. And yeah, I have to be careful. Heavy metal. They say, listen to the story, if you listen to heavy metal, you are more likely to run red lights. That's not good. Red light means a stop sign, right? Red, green, yellow. Red, stop. To run a red light means to drive through a red light. Ooh, 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 ooh. Or even get a DUI. That is horrible. DUI. D, driving. U, under. I, influence. A DUI, driving under the influence, means you've been drinking alcohol. Or worse. I don't know about worse. Just as bad, taking drugs. So I don't take drugs. I don't smoke anything or do anything like that. But I do drink. I like my beer and I like my scotch. So yeah, I must remember, never, ever, of course, I don't have to tell you, never drink and drive. And be careful with the red lights when you're listening to heavy metal music. EDM, electronic dance music. I don't know what that is. I mean, I've heard of it, but I don't listen. Do you like EDM? They say if you listen to EDM, you're going to drive faster. You're going to speed. Be careful. Podcast listeners, once again, they say that you and I, if we're like driving and listening to a podcast, we're going to be texting. That makes sense because like when you're listening to a podcast and you hear something really interesting, you want to share that information, right? So yeah, I get it. You're listening to a podcast and like it's really funny or it's really interesting or something very valuable. It's like, oh my God, I got to share this information. Don't do it. Park and text. Am I right? Hip hop. Oh, I like me some hip hop. I don't listen to hip hop when I drive, but I do like hip hop music. Hip hop listeners, tailgate. Tailgate, T-A-I-L, tail, like a tail, like an animal tail. Gate, G-A-T-E, gate, like a door. Tailgating actually comes from trucks. You know, Americans have cars and trucks. Not the big trucks, but just the regular. I have a truck. If you want to look at what my truck looks like, I have a Ford Ranger. A Ford Ranger. It's just a small truck. But the idea of a truck is the back of the truck is open. You can put stuff in the back. And there is a door on the very back, and that door is called a tailgate. That's a tailgate. So now we can use the word tailgate, meaning the back of a truck, the back of a car. Well, the back of a truck, right? So now the word tailgating has become a verb. And what it means is, if you are tailgating, that means you are driving way too close to the car in front of you. That's very dangerous. Very, very dangerous. And if you're driving and somebody is tailgating you, that's scary, right? It's annoying and scary. What do you do? So this happens to me because I'm an old guy, right? So sometimes I drive slow. Sometimes I drive fast. So when I sense that somebody is tailgating or they're getting frustrated with me, I stop. I if there's a gas station, I go to the gas station. If there's a road, I just turn. I let them go. I don't want to deal with any crazy people. And the next section talks about that. If you listen to R&B, rhythm and blues, but this is just a lot of music like Craig David. Do you know Craig David? 1, you make my dreams come true. 2, I want to be with you. 3, I have no idea. I don't know. Anyway, Craig David, very famous singer. Who's another R&B singer? Oh my God, Alicia Keys, R&B singer. Anyway, very nice music. It's nice music. But the funny thing is, people who enjoy R&B, watch out for road rage. Road rage, R-O-A-D. Now, tailgate, everybody, tailgating, that's one word. Road rage is two words. Road rage, R-O-A-D, road rage, R-A-G-E. Rage means anger. Road rage. R&B fans are the most likely to get angry and aggressive behind the wheel, honking the horn, yelling at you, giving you the finger. Get out of the way! Where'd you get your license? Get off the road! I hate you! Nobody wants that. Yeah, so don't let that be you, right? Don't be that guy or that girl. I don't have information on other types of music. Sorry, you might be wondering, what about classical music? You're a psycho. What about country music? You're crazy. What about Latin music? Ese loco. Sorry to all my Spanish speakers. I don't know. What about rap? I don't know. I have no idea. The news is heavy metal, EDM, podcast listeners, hip hop, and R&B. I hope you enjoyed the news. Let me read the story to you one more time and see how much you understand. You ready? Here we go. A new study by Extreme Terrain Off-Road Outfitters shows that different types of music can lead to risky driving habits. Here are the highlights. If you listen to heavy metal, you're more likely to run red lights or even get a DUI. That's driving under the influence of alcohol. Scary, right? EDM fans, those who love electronic dance music, tend to drive faster, sometimes more than 15 miles per hour over the speed limit. Podcast listeners, like you and me, need to be careful too. The study found we are more likely to text while driving. Texting and driving, big no-no. It can lead to accidents. So let's keep those phones down. Hip-hop listeners are more prone to tailgating. That's driving too close to the car in front. Not only is it annoying, but it's also dangerous. And finally, if you're into R&B, watch out for road rage. R&B fans are the most likely to get angry and aggressive behind the wheel. Nobody wants that. So be mindful of your music choices while driving. Your playlist could be affecting your safety.
Where education and entertainment come together. Let's master English. Do it.
How you doing, everybody? This is Country Shane, and I'm bringing you the facts. Hey, everybody, are you a safe driver? Well, let me tell you about the drivers around the world. When it comes to the world's best and worst drivers, here you go. Japan is often ranked as one of the countries with the best drivers. Super polite, and they always follow the rules. On the other hand, I'm sorry, India is known for having some of the most chaotic roads with honking horns and near-miss traffic being a daily adventure. So if you think tailgating while blasting hip-hop is bad, try navigating the streets of New Delhi.
Thank you very much, Country Shane. It's great to hear you. There you go. Japan, probably the safest. India, not. I don't know if that's true. I've been to Japan. I never drove in Japan, but I don't recall any issues. I've never been to India, so I don't know. So if we have some Indian listeners, and I know we do, are you from India? What do you think? The Indian drivers, are they crazy? Or are they absolutely perfectly safe? Is Country Shane completely wrong? Let us know. If you're listening to the music version of the podcast, we have to listen to Sammy Hagar. I Can't Drive 55. If not, what's next? We're going to dive right into the Q&A. All right, everybody. I have two great things to teach you in the Q&A question and answer. So the question was, somebody said, I like dog. And somebody asked the question, can we say that? And the answer is, absolutely. Yes, you can say it. I like dog. Yeah, that's possible. Personally, I like beef. And I like pork and I like chicken. But some people like to eat dog. It's true. Oh, I'm sorry. Don't get angry. Don't get angry. It's a big, big world. People have different cultures, different traditions. But yes, this is the point. If you say, I like dog, you are actually referring to the meat. I know. And maybe you didn't mean that. If you meant the animal as a pet, then you need to say, I like dogs. Even if you only like one dog or one type of dog, don't say, I like dog. It means you like dog meat. If that's what you mean, you can say that. But for most people, you don't mean that. So you have to say, I like dogs. I like cat. Really? How do you eat it? Oh, no. I like cats. Get that S. You gotta get the S. I like chicken. Me too. It's delicious. No. I like chickens. The animals. They're so cute. They're dinosaurs. Whatever. Do you understand? Very dangerous expression. It could be very shocking. So be careful. The other great point that I want to make. So I do a lot of live streaming all over the world. And, sometimes it's morning for me. Sometimes it's night for me. So people will say to me, good night. They join my live stream and in the chat room, they'll type, good night, Coach Shane. And I just want you to understand, good night means goodbye in the evening. It does not mean hello. And that's kind of funny, right? Because good morning means hello. Good afternoon means hello. Good night means goodbye. So what do you say? Isn't this interesting? Good morning, perfect. It means hello. Good afternoon, perfect. It means hello. Good evening. That's what you say. Good evening. That means hello. Good night means goodbye. Good night means you're going to bed. It's bedtime. Got to go to sleep. So what happens if it's like 1 a.m. or 11:30 p.m.? What do you say? You say good evening. Oh, but evening is like 6 p.m. And anyway, if it's nighttime and you want to say hello to somebody, you say good evening. Even at 1 a.m., I would say good evening. I might say this, good evening. Well, actually, it's 1 a.m. Good morning. That's exactly what I would say. If it was 1 a.m. and I saw you, I would say, I honestly, I would probably say, well, good evening. Oh, well, actually, it's 1 a.m. Good morning. That's what I would say. Not good night, unless you're going to bed. So I hope this is really important, and so many people make this mistake, but now you will never, ever make that mistake. Correct? Outstanding. The publishing date of this podcast is October 14th, 2024. What a great day. I hope it's been a good day for you, or will be a great day, or was a great day, or whatever. Today is National Dessert Day in the U.S. Do you like dessert? In America, we have 3 types of desserts. You could say 4, but 3. Pie, cake, ice cream, and if we added one, cookies. Coffee is not considered a dessert. You can have coffee for dessert. Fruit is not considered dessert. You can have fruit for dessert. But when you go to a restaurant and the waiter says, would you like something for dessert? They're expecting cake or pie, maybe ice cream, maybe cookies. Got that? Today is National Dessert Day. What is your favorite dessert? Me? Well, I do like cake. I like chocolate cake with a chocolate fudge topping, frosting. Oh, God, that sounds so good. Apple pie, hot apple pie with some vanilla ice cream. Ooh la la. Fresh baked chocolate chip cookies. Oh, mamma mia. Sorry. It is also, in the U.S., National Chocolate Covered Insects Day. That is disgusting. Now, I'm a very brave person when it comes to food, and I have eaten almost everything. In fact, I have eaten grasshoppers. If you know what a grasshopper is, it's a type of insect, and I ate a grasshopper. I knew I was going to, and I did. I have also eaten silkworm larva. I knew what it was, and I willingly ate it. I can tell you, I will never, ever, 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 ever eat them again. But I can also tell you I was brave enough to try. Not a big fan of insects. On my plate, in the air, in the house, if I see an insect, I will destroy it. Sorry. So if you like your chocolate covered insects, October 14th is your day. Also, finally, it is Be Bald, B-A-L-D. Just like me, I got a soccer field on top of my head. Nice clean patch. Be bald and be free day. Yes. I'm bald and I'm free. Somebody said to me, I said, I'm losing my hair on top of my head. I've got a bald spot. And the person said, don't worry about it, Coach Shane. You're pretty tall. People don't know. And I had to tell the person, yeah, but usually I sit down so everybody knows. Yeah. Height does not help. In America, it is Columbus Day. This is the day we celebrate Columbus discovering, so to speak, the North American continent. It's also Indigenous Peoples Day, which means the Native Americans that lived here before or when Columbus was here. We celebrate their lives too. It is, by the way, in Canada, it's Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving if you're in Canada. Happy Thanksgiving. What do you eat on Thanksgiving Day in Canada? The same as Americans, turkey? Ooh, yeah. And most importantly, for me anyway, today is my son Jimmy's 5th birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jimmy. Happy birthday to you. 5 years old. What a great kid. Very good-looking kid. He's such a troublemaker. I think he's going to be like me. Speaking of birthdays, if you like singers, Usher is 46 today. Thomas Dolby, She Blinded Me with Science, is 66. And Ralph Lauren. Yeah, I like his clothes. I must say I do like Ralph Lauren's clothes, the Polo brand. You can get them cheap. Yeah, if you buy new Polo shirts, they're freaking expensive. They're so expensive, but you can buy like 2-year-old Polo shirts very cheap, and I like them. He's 85 years old today. And I should mention one other birthday. Not really a birthday, but do you know Winnie the Pooh, the cartoon character? Yeah, Winnie the Pooh, Christopher Robin, Eeyore, Tigger the Tiger, Piglet, Roo, a rabbit. Do you remember those characters? Did you have a favorite character? Everybody loves Winnie the Pooh. Winnie the Pooh was first published on October 14th, 1926. So Jimmy's birthday, kind of extra special, knowing that right now, my boys are watching Winnie the Pooh right now. They love Winnie the Pooh, and that's kind of cool. So there you go. That is today, October 14th. If you're listening to the music version, obviously Now, this is a tough one because Usher is R&B. We talked about R&B. Thomas Dolby, very 80s. We're listening to Thomas Dolby. Maybe I'll play some Usher too. I hope you enjoy. If you're not listening to the music version, then we're going to go right to the close. And here we are, the close of the podcast. It's so great to be back. I think this is kind of a shorter version. I hope that you enjoyed it. Again, leave a comment, especially on Spotify. That's where I get notified of people's comments. And you can leave a comment on iTunes also. But in order for me to see comments, I have to log into every single country's iTunes page, which is essentially impossible. So I'll just say I'm not going to do that. I apologize. But you could screen cap your comment and rate. Please leave a rating like 5 stars and thumbs ups. And I love the podcast. Please do that. And then take a picture and email it to me. Okay? Please do that. Email. And then I'll give you a shout out. Oh, by the way, shout out today to Alex. Alex in Massachusetts, who's been on my ass for over a year telling me, where's Country Shane? I miss Country Shane. Where's the podcast? When's the podcast? Every single week he's on me. So finally, Alex, a shout out to you. I love you, brother. He's my brother from another mother. So Alex, there you go. That's today's podcast. I want to mention your name too. So email me. Screen cap your whatever it is, your rating on the podcast, and email that to me. Contact, CONTACT, contact at letsmasterenglish.com. That's it. I'm Coach Shane. Thank you so much for listening to this podcast. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will talk to you next time. And together, let's master English.